Are you able to acquire your personality from the internet? Are you capable of growing an addiction to the internet? Have you distinguished who you are as a being through online chat rooms and posts on Instagram? And will all of the mothers that force feed an iPad onto their innocent toddlers have to pay a spiritual consequence when they die? The answer to all of these questions is probably. I've seen youth and grown adults determine their witty catchphrases and disappointing humors from the internet. I have barred witness to friends discover their morals and traits from the internet. I can also speak testimony describing souls that need interventions from the internet, for their headphones stay on longer than their hiking boots ever have. I also unfortunately have sat through a lazy mother throwing a tablet screen onto their 4-year-old child's face that can barely even speak English. And the reason I think I've experienced all of these things is because they're common and all have one relating denominator. It is easy and simple. Except, I have fallen trapped too. I'm simply no better than these people. And even though I'd like to believe I'm terminally online less, because I have hobbies and real-world skills and things I solely enjoy that I cannot enjoy on the internet. But this, however, might be a facade, an illusion to convince myself that I'm not one of them. But, joke's on me, I am one of them. I will admit my personality was formed by the outside world, for I did not get a phone until I was about 16. I was embarrassed by this then, but I'm grateful now. While all of my peers had Facebook by 10 years old, I was still playing games on my PS2 and riding my bike across town to friends' houses and family dinners. Yes, I may have fallen into virtual addiction way later into the game, but I still suffer the same repercussions. My music taste is from real-life lovers, and my charismatic attitude was learned from in-real-life friends. And even though most of my life was spent making plans through calls on the house phone, and even though I had to walk home from a friend's instead of being able to call my parents for a ride, I sometimes sit here almost drooling over my 6-inch by 3-inch mini TV screen. Ooh, as if it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. As if it's my best friend, lifetime to lifetime. But it's not. When I was a boy, even though I was a young teen, I could sit in the grass and be entertained for a very long time. But now, I had to click the button on the right. The smaller button. Just so the screen turns on. Just so I can see the screen. So I can continue to look. I look very long. I look with no intention but to look. So deeply and sometimes barely at all. This stare down I do with my phone, and sometimes I snap out of it. Sometimes I snap out of it because I see eyes looking back at mine. I sometimes see these eyes develop lips and even emotions. It scares me. This face that I see looking back at me, and every time our eyes meet, I get a better grasp of who that face belongs to. It surely doesn't belong to me. That isn't my face, but rather somebody else's. After all these years of meeting this creature from the screen, I still cannot place a name to it. But I recognize it. I recognize its intention. I think it is here to harm me. I understand it laughs at the demise of others. It harnesses attention of the masses daily. It even controls and hears your thoughts. It's rooted in darkness, and without its consumption you feel lonely. It has convinced us all that we need it. What a sad fool I'd be to get rid of it, it whispers. It whispers, and it tells me that it is my friend. It tells me that it is all of our friends. But I have now recognized it as my enemy. Is it you, this thing that I'm recording off of now? Is it you they call the Antichrist? Perhaps Mama was right. Perhaps the phone is the problem.